Hello and welcome back to Concentricity Echoes of Eden, episode 14, The Yearnings of Yore. Last time on Concentricity. It took you a second there.
Inspired Jerusalem
I just realized
classes.
that I'm not muted too. I was just like, tee hee 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 hee. I was like, what the hell?
Alright. This is our penultimate episode, folks, and you can tell the stress is getting to our players. But last time on Concentricity, our players actually found their way to places of some relative safety for the most part, with Aurora Roriavard making her way back into Consortium territory, calling her father, getting transferred to his secretary, the secretary calling an ambulance, and Aurora crying like a spoiled little rich girl most of the way. Like a spoiled little rich girl, not as one, because it was all one big performance designed to evoke emotion in even the coldest of hearts, working even a little bit on both mother and father of Ard towards the end of their visits to her in the hospital. Aurora then was released after being scanned, and it's being shown that there was nothing more the hospital could do for recovery, as her body was healing itself fine, and found herself in her father's office, where she noticed one of the guards was wearing an outfit stitched together with red thread, much like those she had seen on passerby in the street who seemed to be avoiding being seen themselves. Curious about this phenomena, she do the bit. Do the bit. and that's how you know, and you know, I could tell which one of you is doing that bit, because if it had been Maggie, it would have been a phenomenon. But she plugged into their neural nexus and eventually found a crowd of hundreds of thoughts all thinking the same thing. Gabby, would you reminding our party and our audience what those thoughts shared with you?
About the colors?
Yes, about the colors.
Okay, so the black, brown, and yellow. The black is for the eyes that do not see. Brown is for the dirt that is no more. And yellow is for the sun that does not shine. And then the red is for the blood that we must shed. And the voice told me to find them. Find us.
Find us at Yggdrasil. A current of thought swept Aurora away, and as she rode along it, she could begin to see the greater form taking shape around her, that of a massive tree built out of billions of thoughts left here in the Nexus. And it instructed her to go to Old Earth and seek the deep waters if she truly wished to find the us that left that message. Mark Swank-Gedge, on the other hand, found himself at the beginning in Cell Block O, the commander's office of the Capital District Watch Captain in the Ego Harmony Collective. Knowing that the office itself was not watching, but keeping its senses on him, Mark chose to remain calm, just stay around, until suddenly the door creaked open. And though nothing was there at first, Lillian quickly appeared and led Mark out, blowing a hole in the living office and escaping into the streets down through the sewers to an abandoned pushcart with a kinetic engine. Mark quickly, for the sake of quickly, in about 2 hours of hard work, got the engine up and running, and then was able to rest the rest of the way to meet with Dr. Archie Edric, who had found his way back across the continents through a little clever hacking of his own ID to get from the collective back to the consortium, and then fled to hide away in Aurora and Lillian's safe house. There in the safe house, Dr. Edric did not do much of anything other than rest until Lillian and Mark showed up, at which point he received a message from Aurora telling him to look into Yggdrasil and the Nexus. He suited up, putting on the full-body Nexus suit, dove in, and very quickly got the download on the Norse mythology associated with Yggdrasil, and found himself at a well of knowledge. Archie, could you give us just a paragraph summary of what happened to you at the Well of Knowledge, in chronological order, of course?
I can't really remember chronological order. I remember losing an eye.
All right, I'll give you some chronological order.
You weren't nailed to a tree.
You landed, looked down, heard some cause. The cause began to sound like words. The words asked you if you would drink of the water of life. You turned the handle, thought about turning the handle, and then it was already done. Tipped the bucket back. The bird flew up, ripped your eye out and ate it, and then perched on your shoulder, asking you what you wanted to know most. What did you want to know most, Archie?
I think it had something to do. I know it had something to do. I've been really tongue.
Wanted to know if you wanted to know
if Tony was sincere.
Yeah, if Tony was who he said he was.
Yeah.
And you saw flashes of weeks and weeks of hard work. Eventually, Tony arriving at that same well, not sacrificing an eye himself, but asking the question, how can I help everyone? And then, after some waiting, and after Mark and Lillian tried to start shutting down your Nexus access and unplugging you, Tony arrived, reached out, touched your hand, held you close in an embrace, and as the raven on his shoulder spoke to him in words you could not understand, yours began to cry for you to flee as Tony shoved you over the edge of the well, and you began to fall.
Can't hear you. Muted.
Dr. Edric, the wind rushes around you, tactile on your skin, as the one point of light far above you, with Tony's face looming down, vanishes. All you can see of him is his head, as it becomes just a pinprick, smaller and smaller and smaller. It is black around you. You can feel the damp, cold air of the well. But you've been falling for some time and you have not hit the water. Or, God forbid, the empty ground at the bottom of a dry well. What is on your mind as you fall? What are your thoughts in this moment?
I think Archie's just thinking of just like pain and anger for someone that he considered safe and someone he considered a very close ally to just kind of betray him like that. And I think he's trying to wrestle with the fact that he got an answer that he might not have wanted.
As you fall You keep replaying every interaction you've had with Tony, looking for where you could have seen this coming, looking for how you could have changed the path your life has taken since you met him. And there's nothing you could have done, you feel. He never did anything wrong. At least nothing wrong enough to make you think this would happen. Mark, I need you. Would you like to make the tech check to pull Archie out of the Nexus with advantage, or would you like Lillian to? You're muted, bud.
Well, my technology is a -1. I'm going to go
All right.
with Lillian.
All right,
Also
so you
my
are going to give... Yes, go grab your dice quick. All right.
Sorry.
All right. Lillian adds a +4 to technology checks. So go ahead and roll me 2d20 as you give her the help action and add 4 to it.
Okay.
So roll at advantage and add 4.
Yeah.
Sorry, not 2d20. I guess.
First one's a 17 total. Next one is
Okay.
a 16 total.
All right. Dr. Edric, roll me a d4.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Oh no.
2.
2.
Yes.
All right.
Shout out to the 2.
As you fall, you can ask me 2 questions. Or rather, ask the well for 2 pieces of knowledge before you know you will hit the ground, having tapped it dry. You don't have to. You just can.
I know. I'm trying to... respectfully in character, not trying to metagame, I'm trying to think, what Archie would need to know.
Respectfully, disrespectfully.
You can...
Respectfully.
I would say Archie has the same knowledge about the world that you as a player do right now. You can metagame a little. Archie is aware that he is in a well of all of the knowledge in the Nexus gathered in one spot. That's the moment when the smart guy says, okay, what's the perfect question?
Yeah, and also at the same point, where the smart guy has an anxiety attack over what's the most important question.
Fair.
Fuck.
That's why you got to think about these things in advance, gang. I know my genie wish. I know my monkey's paw wish.
Oh, gee. Oh, beans. Great. Fuck. I guess Archie would want to know, what is so important about Yggdrasil that Aurora made it such a deal that he needed to look it up. If there's anything more.
There is a one-word answer you are given, and then a feeling behind it. The answer you are given is knowing. And the feeling is that of connection, of meeting Ad in, the pass through, boarding gate, or not boarding gate, but passport gate of the consortium campus. And knowing that there's at least 6 cats stuffed in his coat at any given time. There's Mark teaching you that, you can salt and pepper your food all you want. You got to add other seasonings, though, if you want it to be good. There's Dale teaching you that if the bot you coded hates you, it's probably something wrong with the way you coded it, or something right with the way you coded it, depending on your opinion.
Hey.
No, I mean, if you've coded a bot with enough free will to hate you, that's incredible. There's the connection that you get just from knowing someone, little pieces of information you get just from speaking to them. And you think Yggdrasil is that on an exponential scale. As to why people would have wanted you specifically to look into it,
Mm-hmm.
you get a flash of Aurora from Aurora's perspective. And that flash is thinking, I'm not smart enough for this. The doctor should be here instead.
I think Archie being more of like the left-sided brain more than the right-sided brain, like definitely more in tune with like facts and like all that, and not really with his emotions. His second question, he just thinks to himself, how the fuck is this supposed to help us? Like,
is that the second question you want to ask?
yeah,
You can ask yourself questions.
No, I dead ass. So I'm just like, and me also being like more of a tactical D&D player, I'm just like, cool, feelings, great, vibes. What am I supposed to do with this?
You get, the response you get is that I help you in however you use me. You have to ask the right questions, Dr. Edric. Mark, you still helping Lillian do the tech?
Yeah. Oh, God, it's Centric.
All right.
Ugh.
All right, cool. Go ahead and give me a tech check. You'll use Lillian's bonus of +4. You'll make it an advantage since you're helping. Before you roll, I'm going to tell you the DC.
Okay.
You already rolled. All right. The DC is 17.
Well, that's a 15 for the first one. 19.
An 18?
Wow.
19 total.
Oh, 19 total. Beautiful. Dr. Edric, you can suddenly hear the wind slowing as there is not much air left beneath you. And you know you are about to hit whatever the bottom of this well is when you are back in a little black room with a door out that has no handle and an exit back to the real world. Or I'm sorry, yours is in a little black room. It's a library, that's right.
Yeah.
You're back in the library, and the door into the nexus, further into the nexus, has no handle. But you can hop out of your library if you'd like.
Archie's gonna hop out.
You come out. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yay. I'm kind of good at that. That's a 17.
17? Cool. So you're blind in your right eye still.
Great. Who needs that?
But you're not in pain. You can tell this is all in the brain.
Okay.
Your eye is there. Your eye is physically present, but you can tell something in your brain's just not getting the signal.
Okay.
And you wake up in this suit in front of Mark and Lillian. How do you react as you wake up?
I think he's like slow and like definitely like when you've waken up someone from like a really deep like nap and like how they're kind of just like really just on like slow-mo and they're trying to like their like reflexes aren't really catching up. I think it's kind of like that where it's still like very like groggy almost.
Well, there. You doing all right? You've been in there for quite a
What?
while. A few hours.
What? No, it
You've been in
definitely
there.
wasn't a few hours.
At this point, it's been at least 4 hours.
Great. Wow.
Here, here, drink some
You
water.
were in there for 2 hours when they initiated the shutdown, which took
Fair.
2 hours.
Drink some water. It's been
Yeah.
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 Did you find out anything? What happened? You've been a while.
It's kind of weird. I found like a well, and like I found like the well of knowledge, and
There's a well of knowledge.
yeah.
Let's have some killer recipes.
And I asked it about Yggdrasil and how if we need to use it, it'll basically let us use it how we need to. But it's a lot. I don't like. He's just like kind of like, you know, when you like shake someone out and they're trying to like relay you like a dream, like a really weird dream they had, and it makes like no sense at first.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of how it's like replaying out in Archie's like words.
Does Archie's eye physically look different?
No, I don't think it looks like any physically more different.
No. The only give me a perception check. Or medicine. You can make this medicine if you'd like.
Oh, hell yeah. 9.
9. I'm going to tell you no. You don't see a physical difference. I'll go ahead and roll for Lillian as well, actually, since she's
9.
Okay. Yeah, Lil doesn't notice anything either. All right. Did you didn't get anything useful following up on Aurora's lead?
I mean, unless you want to know that Tony might not be the ally I thought he was, beats me.
You saw Tony in there?
Yeah, for a bit. Fucking pushed me in the well.
Wait? You said it was a well of knowledge. Is that a good thing? Or no?
Well,
Did you get anything answered?
I lost an eye, but
You
still
lost
have both
it
eyes.
before Tony showed up.
yeah.
What do you mean you lost an eye? You still have no... What?
I cannot see.
I'm going to say with that 9, with Archie saying I lost an eye, you realize one of Archie's eyes has not been moving side to side with the other. It's just staying perfectly still, staring dead ahead. The right eye.
So that's why it's not moving. Okay. That's weird. Have I ever heard of anything happening like that in between the Nexus and coming back?
Give me a lore check. While you roll that, Archie, I'm going to give you the mechanical penalties and benefits of your eye.
Cool.
So you have disadvantage. You have disadvantage on sight-based perception checks. So most perception checks, unless I say otherwise,
Gotcha.
or unless it's specifically like I'm sniffing for this.
Like a dog.
Yeah, like a dog.
Like a dog. Got that dog in him.
I got Tet.
But if you close your eyes, like if you can choose each round at the start of the round to blind yourself for that round, like have the blinded condition, and you will be able to detect magic with the full effect. Like you'll be able to see the school of magic, strength of it, and location instantly without using your action or anything for that round.
Sick.
So that's like leaving your blind eye open and closing your good one.
Neat.
I got a 10.
And there might be a secret special Mouska tool that I give you down the way.
It's time for the mystery Mouska tool.
That's what it is.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But you come back to and you tell Lillian and Mark that Tony might not be as trustworthy as you previously thought. Mark, give me a wisdom check, DC 3. This is a real easy check. Hey, I would have made any of you roll the DC 3 on this check. To be like, if it was the same check for being rolled for any of you, I would have done a DC 3. This is not just a Vinny adjusted. Did you get a 2?
On the die. Plus 1 is 3. Jesus Christ. Ah!
Use different dice.
I am.
Oh my god. Get new hands.
Do an egg
But
cleanse.
in any case, you remember that you left Zed and Dale with Tony.
Mark, there's a little
Zed specifically, more than Dale.
panic and fear on. There's panic and fear on Mark's face. We left Zed with Tony. Where is he? Where's Tony?
Yeah, we also left Dale with Tony. They're going all the way down to the core.
Do you know the way?
To ground level, not the core.
Oh, to ground.
you
Well, they're
know-
going to a nuclear reactor core.
Okay, do you
That's fair.
What nuclear reactor?
You have the coordinates
I'll just-
from your mind, from like when Tony touched your heads together while he hugged you.
I repeat the set of coordinates. I don't obviously we're gonna need a map to find it, but that's where they're heading.
I put the coordinates into my data pad and see if I can map there.
Beautiful. It is the old Davis Best nuclear power station from about 600-ish years ago. Maybe 700 at this point.
Is that the fucking 3 Isle Island bullshit?
3 Mile Island.
No, that's not 3 Mile Island.
Okay.
No, it's just a nuclear power plant in Ohio.
Okay, what? Okay.
We have
I'm
things
supposed
too,
to-
you guys.
Let's get to it. How do we get down there?
I'm gonna
You
be
know-
so real with you. I don't know how we're getting down there. And secondly, I'm here mostly to get my parents and get my money and get the fuck out. So we're gonna have to figure other things out right now.
Oh, you got to remember, while you were talking to Tony, he told you and Zed already took your credits for safekeeping.
Oh,
for
that's
you.
right. Yeah.
I don't leave people behind. No.
And I don't leave people behind either, Mark. That's why I'm staying around to get my parents.
Lillian sort of shoots you a look, Archie, and then looks at Mark. Oh, nothing.
Lillian.
And she's going to message you. You did leave Mark behind not 12 hours ago to get your
It was
parents.
It was a group plan. We all agreed on it.
We all is you and I told you I wasn't in your shoes, so I wasn't getting Mark, so I was going to get Mark. I'm not disagreeing with your decision, but don't lie to the man. At least, well, it's your choice if you want to lie to the man, I suppose.
Look, I'm not saying.
Is it a lie though if Archie genuinely believes it? That he
I mean,
didn't
it's
do
not
anything
necessary.
wrong?
It's not necessarily a lie, but Lillian
Yeah.
sees it as one. It's a difference in perception between the two of you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying to leave your parents behind, but you can't leave Zed down there, or Double Zed down there with them. What we got? All right, your parents are closer, right? They're right near here.
They're somewhere in the first level, probably.
You don't know where they're at?
No, I just know the fucking consortium has them.
Last you knew, according to your parents, they'd been released and were back at home.
When the hell was this?
This was when your mom and your dad were texting you saying they brought us in for questioning and then let us go, and we're very angry at you, young man.
Oh, I missed the part where they got let go. I was too busy focusing on the getting yelled at part. It's kind of hard to hear all the words when you're being screamed at you. I've learned that the hard way.
Yeah. So you go back and check those texts and see that, oh, your parents are at home. You remember Yek telling you they probably had someone watching your parents in case you didn't turn yourself in. But that Yek hadn't reported where you were or where your credits were yet, so.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know that you even got the communication to turn yourself in yet.
Look, we know where Double Z is, not where your parents are. I understand you're worried about your parents, but we got to work with things we know for certain.
Yeah. Right now, the information you have says that your parents are at the house you own in there for them. And probably being watched. And Zed is probably still at the apartment with Tony. He told you he was jacking in from his apartment, and then when he got out was going down.
I'm going to use the text function for Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of up there, like, hey, out of the Nexus. Things are really weird. We need to get my parents out of their house. Because we can't trust Tony, apparently. Need to get you here ASAP. XOXO, Archie.
By the way, I rolled a 10 on the die, so I know I passed, but I couldn't remember whether it was insight or perception. So
it's insight, but you passed.
Okay. So 14, either way. So I got that message. I'm gonna ask for Tony's full name. It's like, who's Tony?
Archie only really knows him as Tony.
Tony Bonaducci.
No, like any extra information about Tony, like because I know that you know Tony. I don't know anything about him.
I mean, I kind of give Aurora everything that Archie knows. That he works with the Syndicate.
So, Archie is able to tell you that Tony works for the Syndicate, sometimes hangs out on the 17th level in a beat-up old apartment that he calls his place, but is really more of a workshop/lab. Double Z and Dale are with him. Both people you do not really know of either, only through offhand mentions so far. And that do you tell her about Tony's project?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell her everything.
And that he's working on a project to be able to produce his own solar chits, like for all the underprivileged people who don't get them from the consortium or the synarchy and all that.
Okay. I want to ask Archie to ask, ask him, tell me himself, but also ask Mark, can Tony and Double Z be trusted?
Archie has already told you Tony can't.
Yeah. True. But I want to know if Double Z can be trusted. Because if they're all together...
Yeah. Do you think you can trust Zed, Mark?
I trust Double Z with my life. What are you talking about? We've been through hellstorms together, yeah.
I relay that information to Aurora.
Okay.
Cool. Zed is trustworthy. Tony is apparently not.
Zed's former consortium?
Zed's former consortium in the same way that Mark is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for the download. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I can to get to you guys, but I gotta get some more information from my dad. So.
Sounds good. I'll hear from you soon.
All right. And you finish up your conversation. We're going to cut over to you, Aurora, as you come out of the focus on that conversation. You hear the elevator ding down the hall, and you can hear the distinctive clack of your father's shoes against the linoleum floor.
Okay. In the same spirit that I was,
you can hear another set of footsteps, like just a little behind him. Just one more.
Okay, then in the same stride that he said, "That's what I'm looking for." That's kind of how I'm like presenting myself, as I'm gonna like walk towards him with determination. The determination to undermine him, but to undermine Lillian.
All right.
But I'd like to know. I need to know who that other person is before I say something.
Yeah. You begin to walk towards the sound of the footsteps, step out into the hall, and you see your father and a man you know as both the vice head of the biorobotics department in the Avard Corporation, and your father's your father's personal doctor. That's one person.
Okay. What's the dude's name? I would probably know that, right?
Ian Sonvich. So that's Ian, and then Sonvich is Sonvich.
Okay. So I'm going to walk up to my dad and say, "All right, I need more information. Let's do this."
Right. I'm happy to work with you on this, Aurora. It seems like you have the right attitude towards it. I am going to have Dr. Sonvich look over you to make sure that no transmitters, trackers, or listening devices were installed while you were unconscious and she had access to you hindered.
When we did those tech checks, it was like undetectable, right? We did.
It's complete. That's completely undetectable.
Okay.
That's not a
tracker
or transmitter or anything.
Way out of something.
Nope. I will tell you above the table. I told you undetectable. It is undetectable.
Okay.
The only way someone could notice it is if you were actively using it while they had an EKG on you.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. All right. Yeah, I'll say okay, but where can I read up on? Like, is there a place where I could read up on some files, that I can dig up some files? Because I overheard some names and I want to know.
All right, give me the names, and I'll get you the files.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's going to tell the truth? He's actually going to do that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and give me an insight.
Can I guide myself?
Guidance has vocal and somatic components, so if you want to be seen casting the spell by your father right now, yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay. What was it? Insight 18.
All right.
Hold on 2 seconds. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
You said it was an 18?
Mhm.
Your father seems to be being completely honest with you in this moment. And it's a little weird. He always seems to be, like, even when he's been honest with you before, it always feels like there is something being held back.
There's a condition. Okay, so I'm going to give him well, first off, I'm going to say I need everything on Lillian.
Right.
Because
I
if she
actually already
was...
have that on. Actually, already have that on my data pad here. All right. I want to do a direct transmission, not a wireless. So if you wouldn't mind, and he's just asking you to like press your data pad to his, so that he can send the packet over. It's a cybersecurity thing. It's a little safer than sending it out over the waves.
Yeah, I don't want him to do that and secretly download everything that's on my stuff.
You can give me a tech check on like if that would be possible.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Woof. Okay, 14.
14. It would take at least, like, for your father to copy all of the data on your pad, it would take at least 10 minutes.
Okay, so it would, yeah, a quick
press to pass, like, a file is, this is like a, what is it, the
like
Apple,
a pay
like,
to
tap or whatever.
touch thing.
Yeah, or like AirDrop. It's like the AirDrop tap thing that they do.
Okay. So yeah, I'll let that happen, and then I'll say I also overheard about a family that came in named the Edricks, like a mother
Yes.
and a father.
Yes. The son is under investigation for grand larceny.
Grand larceny?
He stole the. Do you remember when you were at the Veterans Benefit, Legionnaires Benefit?
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, he stole the truck.
Oh my gosh.
That truck full of solid hits. Give me a deception check.
Okay.
By the way.
Okay. Thank goodness I have good. Okay, Julia, bless me. 22.
You beat him by 2. Yes, and we're also looking into a Mark Swank Gedge. And then there is one more person we're looking into on that theft that I can't tell you about. They're not one of my direct reports, but they are an agent of ours who we believe may have gone rogue.
Okay, well, just give me that. I'll work with that. I need to do a dive on Lillian.
What makes you think the Edricks are connected? What makes you think the Edricks are connected to Lillian?
I heard someone in the building talking about it right before I plugged into
in the
Nexus.
house. In here.
No. Yeah. I just heard a mention of the name, and I remembered it sounded familiar. Because that was a business that you were acquisitioning, right?
Yes, it is. But yes, let's get that medical exam done. And you
Okay.
see the doctor steps up. Hi, Miss O'Hart. We're familiar already. I don't feel the need to introduce myself, but if you don't mind, none of your privacy should be invaded here. Most of what I'm going to be doing is going to be metal detector based, and then just a little bit of checking on the programming of your arm to make sure no one's turned it into a listening device.
Okay. Can I do like a perception check to see if he wears any of those colors? Because now that I just want to like look for those things everywhere.
I'll just tell you for free, he doesn't. He's in like white lab coat,
Yeah,
white
didn't
shirt,
think so.
black pants.
It never hurts to check. You never know who an ally is.
He leads you back into the entertainment room. I don't see the point in doing this in, some uncomfortable office somewhere. You can just sit down in the... I'm trying to think of a synonym for lazy.
Lethargic?
Yeah, in the lethargic man chair here.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were calling Aurora lazy. I was like, what the hell is this dude talking about?
No, you can just sit down here in the lethargic man chair, and we'll get the test run, get you taken care of, and hopefully you and your father can get this work done, right?
Yeah, I mean, what do you know? You know about the... Oh, no, okay. While he's doing the exam in the same way that a dentist asks you questions while your mouth is full, or like a hairdresser gets all the information out of you, I'd like to see if I can do some information probing while he's checking me out.
Yeah, sure. What do you want to ask?
What do you know about everything that's going on with Lillian?
Well, I mostly work in robotics, and then I help your father with development of some of the bionic protocols he's come up with. It's a good job, really. That's why he has a personal doctor on hand. The man tests everything himself first before putting it to market. Really admirable. And actually, here, just hold your arm out for me. We're gonna just get a little blood draw there. Make sure you don't have any nanobots swimming around listening in on you. And he sticks a IV needle in, and then you realize you feel a plunge. Something's being pushed in. Give me a Constitution saving throw, DC 19.
I knew it. Okay, dice. I literally have to roll a 17. I rolled a 17.
Nice.
If I could move my...
Nice. You are not... I believe you.
Yeah,
You are not paralyzed. And he looks at you. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have explained. While I'm taking your arm off, I want to make sure you're not moving or anything, just to make sure it doesn't hurt you at all.
Can I do an inside check on that bitch?
Yeah, sure. Of course. You can even guide yourself this time. It would make sense when someone's just injected you with a paralytic to make sure you catch things.
Okay. 14. Not great, but...
Yeah, he seems to be being completely honest with you. You can, look to your left and see where he has the tools laid out to remove your arm safely. He's got, a brace there to rest it on while it's off your body.
Is my entire body paralyzed? Or is it neck down?
You're not paralyzed at all because you saved.
Okay. So it's no.
So just relax, breathe with the paralytic. Would you rather a general anesthetic? I could put you under if you'd like, Miss Bard.
No. I'm good. I'm completely fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's one or the other, man, for safety's sake. Paralytic, anesthetic. It's a short acting. It only lasts 30 seconds.
Well, I'm not going under, so
I understand your worry. So you want the paralytic?
sure.
All right. He pulls out another syringe, gets it set up. All
Can
right,
I stare
ready?
at the syringe
deep breath,
see if there's
and-
anything else in there?
Yeah, you can stare at. You can take a look. Give me a medicine check, DC 20.
Yeah, okay. Do I get to guide myself or
You can guide yourself.
okay. Where's medicine?
You could have used guidance on yourself with your dad in the hallway. You just decided against it.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No, what was it?
Well, 7.
7.
Yeah, I got a 3 on.
I mean, it's all the liquid looks like it's the same color and thickness. That's what you got. And he pushes it into your vein. Do you
Ooh.
choose to fail?
Question. With this
Okay.
telepathic communication, do I have to have my arm on?
Yes.
Is my arm off yet?
No, but the paralysis has already been injected.
Okay.
So you can still use it, but I'm going to say you can get one message sent, and if Archie immediately replies, you can maybe get one back.
No, what I'm wondering, is there a way to like verbally record what's going on?
You could turn on the recorder on your data pad.
Yeah, I want to do that. Like sneakily right before the injection.
I'm going to say there's not really a way to do it sneakily right now. If you wanted to do it before the injection, I would have required you to say it before the injection.
Yeah, okay.
But you can give a voice command to record.
No.
All right. Do you elect to fail the save against the paralytic, or do you want to try to roll?
Yeah, I'll save. Or I'm sorry, I'll elect to fail.
All right. And you are paralyzed for 30 seconds. He removes your arm, sets it on the brace. 30 seconds pass before he touches you again. And you're able to move. You're just missing that one arm. All right. See?
Okay.
All good. All good?
Yeah. With my... this is just a general question. Is my data pad programmed into my arm? Like my arm
it's
just
removable.
removed?
It's removable from your
Okay.
arm.
I was
but it
just
is
curious
a
about
piece
the
of it. Like it slots in the same way that like a switch slots into its dock.
Okay. But on my arm that was just removed.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. See, not so bad. Not so bad. All right. Can you look at my finger? Follow my finger, and he just runs you through some standard diagnostic tests. All right. And one last thing before we get that arm back on you. Let's go ahead. And he grabs a metal detector and begins running it over your body. All right. Oh, that's just the shoulder joint. Okay, that's expected. And you hear the beat of the shoulder joint again as he just does a second pass over. All right, looks like we're good. Oh,
Okay.
God. If that's canon, you have to say it out loud. You have to say it beeps there if that's canon.
Nah. No.
Okay.
That would just be a super funny way for my dad to find that out, you know? If
Oh,
that
your
were
dad's
true.
not.
She
Your
didn't
dad's
do
not
it.
in. Your dad's not in the
Oh,
room.
I
He's giving
know,
you your
but it
privacy
could
for
be
your
recorded
appointment.
back. It could be
Well,
recorded back.
hey, what's HIPAA for if not secret nipple piercings?
Yes. It's the only reason. No, okay, yeah. But as he's
All right.
going over my
Do you want
shoulder a
help?
second
Do you want
time-
help with reinstalling your? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
While he's like going over the shoulder a second time, that's where the heart attack button is, right? Or is that on?
So it's a part of the like joint. It's installed in the metal joint that is the bulb for your arm, the connection port.
And that is still on there, and that's what he was.
That is still
detecting?
on there. That doesn't come off unless it's surgically removed.
Okay.
Someone would have to
I'm
cut
gonna-
that off of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like, when he goes over it a second time, I'll be like, well, oh, is there a problem?
No, that's just.
Okay.
Oh,
just went
oh,
over
you're
it,
asking
like-
because I.
Yeah.
No, I was just doing a second sweep of the full body to make sure I didn't miss anything.
Oh, okay. I just got
Sometimes I'll
worried.
Sometimes I'll start at the head and go around to the other side, but I'll forget to do the head on the other side. You know, better to do everything twice. Do it twice, make sure it's nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you're all good to go. Do you want help reinstalling your arm, or do you think you have it?
I need help. That's
All
not
right.
something Aurora knows how to do on her own, unfortunately.
Well, the good news is, without the arm there to weigh it down, your shoulder should stay perfectly still with that joint, so it's pretty easy here. Do you want me to walk you through the process in case you have to do it yourself in the future?
Yes, but during that time, when I'm paying attention to what he's doing, I want to pay attention to his hands, see, like, if anything is planted on me.
Yeah, give me a perception.
16?
All right, 16. He does not plant anything on you.
Okay.
Because you're paying attention to that instead of his like directions, like him teaching you, you will not get a proficiency bonus to reinstalling your arm in the future like you would have.
Yeah.
But he does click your arm back on, and you're good to go. All right, Miss Avard. You have a wonderful day. I hope your father and you get some good work done. Bring Lillian in. You know, we hate to see one of the household staff turn against us.
No, I can't believe it.
Should have
Still
really
in
expected it from her. She's always been a bit of a spitfire.
Yeah? What was she like with you guys?
Oh, nothing with me personally, but do you remember the big movement about 7 years ago where so many of the house servants were ripping out their own eyes and stuff and deprogramming them, which was right. It was the right thing to do. You know, it was wrong that they had them, but she was the one who, you know, not the first one to do it, but the first one to really establish a procedure for how to do it safely and get it shared out amongst others. Sort of the loudest voice in the crowd for a minute there. And and then not even 3 months later it was resolved. So, you know, the last convention outlawed it.
Yeah.
If she'd just waited 3 months, she could have gotten proper medical care to remove it.
I'm gonna say something so awful. I'm gonna go, "Ugh, women," just so that I can, just strictly so that I can, like, I want him to be like, yeah, I get it. They're like, oh, these women wanting rights. Oh, no.
He looks at you. He's like, "Well, no, there were plenty of male servants who did it as well."
Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah, I mean, like, she was always so kind and gentle and caring to me. I never saw a feisty side or spitfire side that you're talking about, so it's really interesting to hear about that.
Well, you know, she was your father's seneschal before Dawn was, yes? I mean, she's always had a bit of fire to her.
Yeah, I remember, yeah. Wow,
Just
it's been a long
took a
time
bit of
since I thought about that.
well, she took a bit of a demotion when you were born, so
Yeah. Oh, well. Okay, well, thank you, doctor. I'm gonna go get those
Yes.
files from my dad.
yes. You go get those files. I am going to get back to my lab. And he begins packing his things back up and heads out. Good to see you, Mr. Ovad. I wish you and your daughter nothing but the best. Goes for a firm handshake, heads to the elevator, and leaves. As you begin to speak to your father, what's your insight bonus, your perception bonus, and your deception bonus?
+4 for deception and insight, +2 to perception.
All right. +2 to perception, or +2 to deception?
And then 4 to insight, and 4 to all my charisma ones. I
Gotcha.
just have a proficiency
Cool.
in insight.
Gotcha. So, you and your father begin to speak. He transfers you the Edric files, the Gedge file, and Lillian's file. All right, well, I don't have much time to just go over the basics with you. Why don't you read up on these? And here, he reaches into his pocket and hands you a key card. That'll give you access to the whole building. I'll be up in my personal office on 7 if you need me.
Okay. Thank you. Is there a quiet place that I could sit, like an empty desk somewhere?
This floor is yours.
Sweet. Okay. All right. And I'm going to immediately, once those files are downloaded, if there's a way that I could like send them to Archie or Lillian.
Not through your undetectable transmissions, but you could like email them.
Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, hold on. Could I? Oh no, I don't know that my Nexus jack was unplugged. This is just a genuine question. Can I meet someone in the Nexus?
Yeah, that's very possible.
Okay.
There are people who like they'll be like 25. They'll pay for a lifetime like Nexus and nutrient fluid supply. They'll jack in and they'll live the rest of their life in the Nexus. They'll get married. They'll have adventures, have kids, make money doing things for people in the Nexus.
Okay.
Now the kids are just generated, pieces of code, but
yeah.
who's to say that that's not real in its own way, right?
Yeah, where there's a hole, there's a hole. Not for the kids.
Jesus.
Jesus. To be super clear, you know what I'm talking about. So I want to read through what the files say about Lillian, especially the Edric parents, because that's the whole, like, that's why Archie is so close, is to do that.
Yeah.
And I want to see if there are any recognizable names.
So we're going to start with one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you looking at first? Which file? Edric, Gedge, Lillian.
Edric first.
All right. So you're looking into the Edric file. You see Dr. Archie Edric, summa cum laude, first a bachelor's, then a master's, then a doctorate. A lot of education here. Was projected for bright things and then dropped off of the consortium's map for about... Archie, how long have you had your shop? 2-3 years?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, for about the past 3 years. Edric pretty much dropped off the consortium's, radar until about 6 months ago when he purchased a townhome on the consortium campus. And the Edric parents quickly moved in there. There is still a mortgage of about 20,000 or 25,000 credits left to pay on the house. You see the Edric parents. One is retired. One was a homemaker for years. Didn't really work much before that, even. But you see, they're both. You see, neither of them is working now. Father was a Legionnaire back in the day, and then worked as a line engineer for the consortium for 30 plus years. And that they have been released on their own recognizance, with the understanding that if their son comes to them, it is for their safety and his that he should be reported to the nearest consortium guard post, because he is believed to be unstable and unwell due to financial stressors that have impacted his life recently. A threat to both himself and others is the language that the consortium coached it under. They've basically been told to report in. You also see that a patrol is passing by their house every hour on the 17th minute. So at like 4:17, 5:17, so on and so forth. All right.
Okay. Does it
Which
say?
file?
Are there any indications that Archie is connected to Lillian or syndicate-esque things? Like that's why he was truly brought in?
Archie was never brought in. And Mark,
that's why they
just
were brought in. That's what I mean. Like
Mark, it's 17 because that's a time that's not on the 15, 30, or zeros, which makes it less likely for like a criminal trying to guess at the schedule to guess it.
my favorite number is anything with a 7 in it. So when you said 17, ooh, my OCD heart.
But no, it is not stated that Archie is believed to be connected with Lillian or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's not stated that Archie is believed to be connected with Lillian or any of the others. But you do see that the family was brought in on the recommendation of someone who does not report to your father directly.
Which inference could be?
One agent handler 13941. And you have a place here where you can like plug into one of the company computers and start to cross-reference some of these agent names with people.
Yeah, I definitely need to know who the handler. You said 13901 is.
13901.
901. Okay. I definitely want to check that out. To see why they were recommended to be brought in. Or who this person is, what possible intentions type.
You do not see like a report on why, just the recommendation that Dr. Archie Edric be brought in relation to the robbery, or the Grand Theft Auto, actually, rather.
Okay.
And that his parents are a good pressure point for Dr. Edric.
Okay. Do I know anything? Can I get the handler's name?
You plug it if you plug into the consortium computer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would like to get their name.
Go ahead and give me a investigation check. Okay. 15 will get you 2 pieces of information. You can guide on this.
Can I guide myself for these?
Yep.
Okay. You said investigation?
Mhm.
17.
17. So you'll get 2 pieces of information here. I'm going to give you 3 options. You have the handler's name, what the handler looks like, or which agents work for the handler.
I want the
You can pick 2 of
agent's
those.
name and then the agents that work for him, because I know that agents can switch up their looks anytime they want. People can switch
Good
up how they
choice.
look at any time. I'm not going to bother looking for someone who might not exist.
Awesome. So you get his name, which is Gekubel, Gekubel. And the list of agents that work for him, you're scrolling through. These faces are a little less protected, so you're able to get faces and names. You get about 3/4 of the way down his list of about 30 agents before you see Tiara with the name Yakruta lined up next to it. And you see that if you wanted to, you could open up not any of his agents' files, but you could open up his like employee file specifically. See a list of like his past reprimands and commendations.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I just want to his intentions. I need to know them.
You open up his file and you see 4 reprimands noted from within the past 12 hours, one of which was added 2 minutes ago. All of them just say reprimanded for dereliction of duty or withholding information from the consortium.
Okay.
So he's got 2 for dereliction of duty and 2 for withholding information. And then you see at the bottom of this list, it says scheduled for termination.
Ooh, okay. Do I have that person's contact information now?
You know which, like, if they were at work, which campus to reach them through. They do not have direct contact information listed, which makes sense to you with them being a spy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to just send a regular message to Archie, the insight one.
Mhm.
That says Tiara is Yakruta. And she works under the handler who brought your parents in.
I rolled an 11 for the insight.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, you get the message. If you pass, you don't need to tell me. You just get it.
Okay.
And then I'll say, your parents have been told to report you if you come near them. Saying that you're, a danger to yourself and others. But patrols are around the house every 17th minute, or every 17 on the hour.
Every hour on the 17s, yeah.
Every hour on the 17. And
Well.
give I mean, obviously, you share this information with everybody else. Let everybody know the name Gekubel.
All right.
All right, TTYLXOXO. She's never had a friend, so when Archie said XOXO, she really appreciated that. I want to open up MSG's file next.
Cool. Go for it. You open up
It's the
MSG's file.
investigation.
Mhm.
Okay.
You open up MSG's file. You see initial notes. Appears to be a victim of the 15th Street Grand Theft Auto. Was a witness fighting against these. Attempted to intervene with vigilante activism against the people stealing the truck. Appeared to have been kidnapped. We now have lost track of the civilian. You see an update a little later. Civilian reappeared back at home with no contact to law enforcement. We are concerning factor. We will be in touch tomorrow. Recommend bringing a pacified Nexus Guild member to unsettle. Notes from the next day. Target seemed unsettled both by our presence and by the Nexus Guild members, was uneasy, and appeared to be hiding something, so may not have been connected to the robbery. We'll follow up with close friends shortly. And then you get target has gone off radar. We do not know if the robbers came back to finish the job or if target is gone voluntarily. And I'm sorry, this is the final entry. Target is wanted in the Eco Harmony Collective.
Like I didn't know that, but so I would know based on that information that MSG, like there's physical evidence that MSG was in France.
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm assuming Lillian will have been spotted in France or whatever. Maybe.
Actually, you see connected to that a still from the apartment that shows you from the back. Not clearly enough to make out who you are, but only enough to make out the blue tint of your skin.
Mm-hmm.
Lillian in profile. And Mark fully facing the camera.
Posing because of a check. A failed check. Okay. And Archie wasn't in that picture?
Archie is not in that picture.
Okay.
But yes, it is. It's the picture that Yakruta had her drone take of you guys from the window.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else in that file?
Nothing current. There, if you go back from before the robbery, you can see that there's a record of Mark's military service with an honorable discharge at the end of his tour. He's got a couple of medals for valor, and then you can see in there the transfer to, just a chef.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing you weren't already aware of.
Yeah. I just, okay. Then I'm just gonna open Lillian's file.
You open Lillian's file, and it begins about 35 years ago. You see that Lillian was sold to the consortium at 4 years old because her genetic profile matched one that they found useful. And that she has been often on, worked on, and had different things installed, uninstalled, had intense training from a very young age coming through the orphanage system, and eventually made her way up to the position of your father's seneschal, and then was removed from that position about 22 years ago. From there, it is the history that you have lived with Lillian up until the day of the shooting, at which point the history cuts off until that camera shot.
Oh, so just absolutely nothing?
Yeah, like Lillian, it is the history that you now know of Lillian, where she was, started teaching people to cut the cameras out of their own eyes, to all of that, and then she shot your mom, you, the couple of maids, Dawn, the other guards, and there's nothing for a couple of days until Yek takes the picture of pretty much all of you except Archie when you're at the safe house. And that's all they have on Lillian.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna share the rest of that information, through Archie. But I also want to message Lillian.
With what?
Don't I have a burner? Oh shit! No, I don't have my burner. It's in my apartment. It's in my apartment. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna share everything, but the fact that she was sold to the consortium. I'm just gonna say she was trained from when she was young. Because that's a very sad detail that I think is very personal, and that's up to her whether she wants to share that.
Okay.
But yeah. And make sure to say Lillian and MSG were spotted in a picture together, and MSG is wanted by the Eco Harmony Collective. And do I know anything about the bomb that was sent?
You see the bomb that was ordered by the same by Yakuda's handler, the same one who recommended Archie's parents be arrested.
Okay.
Or not arrested, but brought in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna share all of that via text as long as the insight check works.
All right. Archie, give me that insight check. And I'm going to say with all that okay, never mind. I was going to say with all that information, you can make me a DC 15 or 3 DC 10s, but you got above a 15. We'll give it to you.
Okay.
Cool. So you get all that information. Aurora, what is your plan on what to do next? We're not going to start running the scene yet, but I want to know what you're planning on.
Yeah, I'm going to return the files back to my dad.
These are not like physical files. He's basically giving you a copy.
I'm going to say...
Okay, so you want to go talk to your dad next. That's
yeah,
what
I
you
want
want
to
to
talk to him and then go
Okay.
back to my house, not my apartment.
Gotcha. We're going to cut.
I will go to the apartment, but
All right, we're going to cut from here. We're going to go back to Archie, Mark, and Lil. You get all this information from Aurora in a
Yeah.
matter of about across a matter of about 30 minutes. In the meantime, what are you guys doing? Or we'll say after you've gotten all the information.
And like Archie's shared it with us after they got the download?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they know quite a lot. Good old consortium. I'm wanted by the Ego Harmony Collective. Why?
I
Oh,
mean, we
did
abandon.
we did blow up one of their police stations together after you told them your name.
I forgot.
How did you forget?
Maybe they didn't forget.
It's
I don't know.
hope
It's been a
they
long.
didn't forget.
It's been a really long, like what, 2 days?
Yeah,
3.
you're telling me.
All right. Well, the long 2 days isn't over yet, so let's buckle in. Everyone got to take a nap earlier, right?
Yeah.
Best I could.
I know you did, Mark.
I have a way to
Alright,
get
let's
in
not-
to my parents' house, but it'd be really risky to go in and out, even just by myself, to Scott, like undercover.
They're watching your house.
Yeah.
They told your
What-
parents to turn you in. Let's not go there. Your parents are safer with you not there.
I hate to say it, Doctor, but I do agree with Mark. It sounds like your parents are pretty safe right now, and your presence would just heighten things more. You know, if we lay low, keep out of the consortium's way for a bit. I mean, honestly, your parents might be safer than they were before. They're having extra patrols come by to keep an eye on them. Now, at least, if someone comes by to rob the house, they'll get caught within an hour.
I don't know how low I can lay. I don't want to leave Zed alone with Tony.
All right. So what are we gonna do about Aurora then? Who's gonna go in after her?
I
Can't
trust
leave her
Rory.
behind.
I trust Rory to find her way to us. It's just a matter of keeping her cover, or
Well,
whether she still wants to.
we can either meet her at Tony's apartment and check there first, or meet her at the reactor. One of the two. Give her the coordinates and go from there.
Or I could go fake kidnap her.
Again? That did work.
apparently
That worked the first time.
From what I understand,
It worked the first time. Who's gonna say it works the second time?
From what I understand, I didn't actually have to. We didn't actually have to pretend I kidnapped her yet. She just said she had a heart attack thanks to Dr. Edric here.
True.
So perhaps if she triggers another, I could intercept the ambulance en route to the hospital.
It's a plan.
Or I could just, next time she's in transit between places, take her.
And then you two meet
Real
us at,
kidnap her, but it's one that she doesn't really mind.
and then while you're doing that, you meet us at.
While I'm
what?
doing that, the two of you could go check Tony's apartment,
Yeah.
and I'll start heading straight to the reactor once I have Rory.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go. And you see her walk over. All right. Don't tell Rory I showed you this. I think it's her favorite feature of the apartment. and one of the little wall paintings, she just flips it upside down. The wall, about the first 2 inches of the wall swing out, and you see a wall full of guns. You can pick any gun from any of the handbooks, and you get one with 2 magazines.
Holy shit.
We will
Somewhere
do
in an
this.
alternate universe.
We will do this between this session and the next,
Yeah.
All right.
because we only have 20 minutes left. You will not need your guns.
Oh, what? You don't want to do a shopping episode?
No, I don't want to do a shopping episode for our penultimate episode, Vinny. We have 1 episode left, but you begin to make your way down. Gabby, we're going to go ahead and run your scene talking to your dad quick, as Archie and Mark begin to make their way down to Tony's apartment. Go ahead and roll me stealth checks, the 2 of you. Just remember those numbers for when I cut back to you. All right. Aurora, you walk over, scan your card, head up to your father's office. It is a massive room, all 1 floor. Like the whole floor is 1 room.
Yeah. One would assume. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way over to my dad and, like, hey, I read up all the files, I mean, MSG was caught with Lillian on a picture.
MSG? Oh, you're abbreviating. Yes. Mr. Gedge was caught with Lillian.
Yeah. And he worked. Okay.
And Mr. Edric, sorry, Dr. Edric, we do want to respect our colleges at least. Dr. Edric is a known associate of Mr. Gedge.
Okay.
Should I call him? No, Lance Corporal Gedge is a bit of a mouthful, and besides, he's a traitor now anyways.
Yeah. Definitely. I saw that, I didn't know that Lillian was a seneschal.
I'm sure I've mentioned it to you before. Yes, she was my seneschal for up until about, I think, the year before you were born.
Oh, okay. Well, I need to rest. I'm gonna go home.
Oh? Well, rest is probably best with your medical state. I was looking forward to hearing your thoughts on how we might catch these rats, but later will work as well.
I think I just need to rest and sit on it, and then we can make a plan.
Yes, I'll continue to work on it. You think on it while you rest. If I find them before you're ready, I found them. If not, it can be a little father-daughter project.
Yeah. Oh, and there was a mention of someone that okay, going back to my notes. That handler who was withholding information and
Do you have his number?
yeah, it's 13901. He was withholding information.
13901. He's scheduled for termination, and I've added all the information he was withholding into the files.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to.
We've got some, and we've actually got someone. You see, the whole time you've been speaking, your father hadn't had one earbud in and is listening to you with the empty ear, and is reading something on his desk, flipping through. You can't quite catch what it is with your passive perception, but if you want to look closer, you can feel free to roll.
Oh, hold on. My passive perception is actually higher than I
you have
think.
observant, don't you?
Yeah, my passive perception is 17.
I'm still going to say that's not enough to catch it.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can roll if you want, and you can. I'll give you your +5 from observant to this roll.
Yeah, sure.
So you can roll this at a +7 total.
No way. Mm-mm. I rolled
Not
a
even
4 on the
close?
die. No,
Gotcha.
wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, even with a perfect guidance, you couldn't get.
Yeah,
you couldn't
no.
get higher.
When I rolled the 4, I was like, I'm not even gonna roll guidance. That's not gonna help.
But yes, I've got most of it pretty well in hand. But I'd love to hear any ideas you have in the meantime, Aurora. Yes, go home, rest. Do you need me to order you a car? Can you order one? I'm a bit
How far is
absorbed.
the office from our house? It's pretty close, right?
It's about a 20-minute drive. Your father
Yeah,
likes some separate. Your father likes
Yeah.
some time on the drive there.
Yeah. Then I'll just say I'm ordering myself a car. I don't need
All right,
to do it for me.
All right. Your mother won't be home for another 2 days, and it's pretty. I think only one of the maids made it, so it's pretty empty right now. But there should be actually. Maybe we should put you up in a hotel instead.
I mean, if somebody
Just in
wants
case
to accompany me to go grab some of my things and then escort me to the hotel, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so just pick one of the guards out in the hall. One of the guards I had on your floor.
Yeah, wasn't one of the guard? Didn't they have a red patch?
Yes, one of them had the.
I'm grabbing
had
one of
the
those.
stitching. Yeah, one of the guards guarding the elevator on your floor had the stitching.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him. I would like him to
All right.
escort
All
me.
right. Be well, darling. I love you.
That's probably like the third time that's ever been said to me by him, and I'm gonna say, okay, and then walk away.
I mean, I will say in campaign, I've had your father say "I love you" to you at least once every time you've spoken, but it's always been in
Really?
response to you. It's always been in response to you behaving in the way he wants you to, until
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah. I think that's what I mean, like a genuine, like that felt like, huh. It wasn't a.
You did yell at
conditioned,
him
"I love
about
you."
not. You did yell at him about not telling him he loved you earlier today.
Yeah.
We'll see if it sticks.
Yeah. Okay, I'll say love you too. And then go tell that guard you're escorting me home. Or whoever needs to say
Yeah,
that.
you go down, see this guard. He is still standing by the elevator on your floor. You actually, as you step out of the elevator from your father's office, like coming down from your father's office, he's right there by the door. Ms. Ward nods to you. He's a light-skinned man. Hair is like in a bun, just tied up on the top of his head. You can see he probably got a blowout recently, so it's kind of big and poofy, and then just in the bun at the back.
Mhm.
A little bit tall, like maybe 6'1". Ms. Vard, how can I be of service?
I need someone to escort me back to the house to get some belongings, and then my dad wants me to hold up at a hotel.
All right.
What's
do
this?
you want
What's
one?
this guard's name? How did I lose my pen?
Do you want to ask? Do you want to ask him?
Yeah. Be like, I'm so sorry, I never caught your name.
My name is God Nolke. If you'd like to address me informally, ma'am, you can call me Christopher. My given name. In fact, it'd probably be for the best once we're in the hotel. Unless you
Yeah.
would you rather a more high-class establishment or a low-class establishment where you are more likely to go unnoticed?
I'd say low class.
Can do. Then yes, I'd just call me Chris.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. We should get on out of here.
All right, and he takes you to the house. You're able to gather whatever you're looking for if you do actually go straight to the house.
Well, I want to, on the drive there, say, oh, I really like that red stitching you have in your jacket.
Oh, thank you. It's custom done.
Really? It's really cool.
Yes, my father taught me to sew.
Sewing is very important.
Mark and
skill
Archie,
to
by the
have.
way, while you're out of scene, you could look up and try to figure out what weapons you want. That'd be awesome.
And I'm going to message Archie to tell Lillian, say, okay, I'm going to the house and then I'm going to this hotel. Meet me. Tell me what the plan is. I can't go back.
Yeah, like a super set. Like a super 7. Think like a super 3.5. Like super 7 motels.
Yeah.
The one you're going to is a super 3.5. half as good as a super 7.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just thinking of the line that's like, okay, well, when you go from hotel, when the H turns to an M, the amenities start to leave. Aurora's so used to that. But I do, when I go into the house, I'm going to take my shoes off and put them where they go. Because the guy that took care of my shoes died. I'm just going to grab my stuff and then go back to...
Yeah. And you see, as you walk into the house, there is not... The only sign there is of what has happened here are the things and people that are no longer present.
Mm-hmm.
It is spotless. There's the shoe rack there in the little closet off to the side, but there's not a maid there to take them. The guards walking the hallway to your father's office have been reduced to one who is patrolling from the door up to the end of the hall back down. And you can see, as you head over to your room, Seneschal Don hovering in a chair down the hallway. Aurora, it's good to see you back.
Yeah, I'm just here to pick up some stuff. I got some things to do, places to be. I'm glad you're alive.
I'm glad you're alive. I never would have seen it coming from her.
Yeah, I'm in
You were
utter shock.
friends.
Yeah. Goes to show, can't know everybody.
Sure.
Everybody has secrets.
And who's this with you? He looks over at Chris.
Yeah, this is Chris. He is a guard at Dad's office. He's just escorting me. I'm not well enough to drive on my own right now, so he's just helping get me to and fro right now.
Oh. And you see a little frown fall on Seneschal Don's face as the former and then reinstated and now former again Seneschal Don's face.
Is he sad? That's not him.
Oh yeah, very. He's sad that he lost the job in the first place and was forced to become a massage therapist, and then within 2 days of being reappointed, was disabled to the point where he just can't do the job.
Yeah. I'm gonna honestly hug him because if he's a truly innocent bystander, I mean, even if he isn't, he's been there.
He's one of the
And-
two people who spent the most time raising you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hug him and say, like, I really am glad you're alive. I know this is hard. But I'll see you
Careful with the
soon.
back.
Oh, my bad.
All right. Yes, I'll see you soon. All right. And he just continues to float down the hallway.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out. Is there any way I could bring my Nexus jack? Like, is there like a portable Nexus jack?
There's not a port. You can disconnect the jack and bring it with you. There's not a way to jack into the Nexus and be mobile at the same time.
Yeah, well, what I
because-
mean is, like, if I take it somewhere, I can plug it back in and use the Nexus.
Yes.
No matter,
Absolutely.
I mean, just not on the move, but like wherever. Like, I could use it at the motel or
If the motel had a hookup for it, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it either way.
Think like an Xbox. It needs an Ethernet port,
Yeah.
but as long as it has power and an Ethernet port, you can plug it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it with me because I know I can't stop by the apartment.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring that with me, and then any, like one personal item because I'm not coming home.
Yeah. What personal item are you grabbing? You can come back to me on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so you get out. You have Archie. You send the message to Archie that you were talking about earlier, and about halfway into your drive over to the Super 3.5. You see Chris is sitting in the driver's seat, looking back, talking to you. Your white lily necklace around your neck that you picked up from your house. And he, as you're at a stoplight, turns back, smiles at you. Ride okay for you? Not too bumpy? We're doing okay?
Yeah.
And as you say, yeah, his head bursts as a bullet passes straight through it.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna go. Okay.
And your white lily is spattered red.
Okay.
You hear Lillian yell, "Get out of the car now!"
Oh no! Oh! I follow her,
And she, as you step out of the car, you can see her running up, and she looks over at the driver, sees the red thread. Oh no. Fuck. All right, no time. It happened. Can't fix it. Let's go.
All right. And then I'm gonna.
She begins to lead you away and down further and further into the deeps. All right, we're meeting Archie and Gedge, hopefully with Zed down at a reactor on ground level, down in the deeps. 75. The original Earth. Old Earth.
Perfect. I need to go there.
We'll talk about it on the way. All right. Transportation. We need transportation. Archie, that shop, Archibald. Is it Archibald? Is it Archimedes? I don't know.
Archimedes.
The doctor's shop. It had drift bikes. Yeah,
I think so.
you know how to ride. You remember how to ride? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get a bike. We're going down.
Okay.
And she leads you towards Archie's shop. You are able to bust in. The door's still unlocked. Nobody has locked it yet because nobody has the keys except for Archie and Gil.
Can I check to be sure that they grabbed the chits? Or whether they're still there?
You can absolutely. Archie told you they're in the floor. You pull the floor up, stick your head down in there, like shine a little flashlight. It is empty.
Okay. Just wanted to check.
All right.
Mark and Archie. As Lillian gets bikes ready for you, Aurora, we're going to just cut over to Mark and Archie. Mark and Archie, you have been making your way down to the 17th level. Have you been going on foot? Have you tried to secure vehicles? What you doing?
I would have suggested to try to find vehicles.
Same, and also smuggle, which is basically just pass without trace. Am I able to also like disguise any vehicle that I'm riding on?
No, you would not be able to disguise the vehicle.
Okay.
I think smuggle. Let me look up smuggle just to be sure, but I don't think it actually physically disguises you. I think it's like pass without trace, where it's like a veil of misdirection. But how are you getting your hands on vehicles?
Hijacking some or going to Archie's shop, I assume.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, what time is it?
It is currently about 6 in the evening.
So there's still a lot of people around. Okay, there goes my idea.
Best to stay on foot until it gets later, and then we can snag some.
Yeah, because I was just gonna suggest, like, we're definitely in an area where they have those like rentable city bikes. I was gonna suggest
you could just jack an e-bike.
Fuck it.
Fuck yeah.
It works.
All right, you jack an e-bike.
We'll find out.
That's how they charge you. I mean, even currently now in our real world 2024, they're trackable. That's how they charge you.
Yeah, e-bikes suck. Anyway, I feel like Archie could, finagle and maybe like casually rip the trackers out or disable them.
I will say, oh, wait, can't be tracked except by enhanced means. Yep, it works. Smuggle takes care of it for you.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
And I get to do it with any creature I choose within 30 feet of me.
Yeah.
So guess what, MSG?
Yep.
We're going.
So
we're casting.
You and Mark are just grabbing a couple of e-bikes. You do need to make a tech check to make the engine on them work without paying. It's just a DC 10. And Mark can give you help if he wants.
Hey, guess who got a 17?
Nice. So you get your e-bikes and you begin to... And it is still a pedal bike. It just has that electric motor to really help things. Mark, it reminds you a lot of the pushcart you were using earlier with the kinetic engine, where you need to pedal for a while and then it'll just go. So both of you give me an athletics check.
Oh, athletics. That's a 9.
What is it?
That's a 23.
All right. Mark, yours is instantly charged. Archie, you are pedaling, and you're having a hard time.
I'm just kind of dragging him along with me. Just
You're
Like,
having
we
a
gotta
hard
be
let's
within
go.
30 feet of each other for the spell to work.
Go ahead, give me a Constitution saving throw. DC is 11.
That's a 22.
Okay, great. You do not gain a level of exhaustion because you haven't had a long rest in 3 days, and you're exerting yourself physically.
Oh darn!
Ruby.
But you're
I
able,
love
so you're able to keep up with Mark. Give me another athletics check. Mark, you don't need to make another one. You're good.
I'm gonna change dice.
I got him.
Hey, that's a 17. That's so much better.
Hey.
All right,
Yeah.
the engine in yours kicks in, and you zip, 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 zip. Give me stealth checks if you're trying to be sneaky as you zip through the city, both of you.
Remember, Mark, you have a plus 10 extra to this.
What's your stealth bonus, Mark? +3?
My stealth bonus is +3, so +13.
So this is a +13.
29.
30.
Ooh!
29 and 30. The least obnoxious city bikers ever.
That's hard. That is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, no, I have nothing but respect for people who ride their bikes in the city, but they are often very obnoxious.
No, it's just the city bikers that are obnoxious. It's just the people that rent their bikes. The people who own their bikes are fine.
I don't know. I've had some bad ones. Maybe that's just Ohio,
Fine.
though.
I said they're fine.
Maybe
I
it's
didn't
Ohio.
mean it like anything beyond fine.
Fair enough. But yes, you get down to Tony's apartment, and you can see that the truck you brought Dale here in, Dale and Zed, is gone.
Fuck. They already had it done.
Perfect.
We gotta go.
Hold on.
Wait, let's just double check his apartment just in case.
Yeah, we're searching his apartment. I don't
Yeah.
trust him anymore.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to find anything I can get on him.
You head up to the apartment. Give me investigation checks, the two of you.
Alright.
Archie, do you want to give any potent aptitudes out to Mark here?
Yeah, I'll give a potent aptitude out to Mark. That is a 15 plus 6. That makes it a 21.
I got a 4 minus 1 for 3 without potent aptitude.
Well, that potent aptitude lasts for, I think, 10 minutes. So if you have any other checks you
You're
make in
fine.
10 minutes, you can
Did I
use
skip
it.
it? Did I skip it? Take it away.
Yeah, you roll a 630
Right.
and then you roll a nice 3.
Archie, you are searching this apartment, and you can tell that it was like you can immediately tell this was packed up by multiple people over a period of days. Like less and less was left out here and was being packed away until it was just the essentials out, and now it is almost bare, except for one note.
I'm picking it up and I'm reading it. This motherfucker.
I hope you understand why I did it, Archie. It is what needed to be done, and I knew you would be okay. I hope you asked the right questions, because I can't do this without you, and there was no way for you to know without being unable to know afterwards. Please meet me down. Please meet me at the bottom. Everything will be explained. Everything will make sense. Just one last piece of trust is all I ask. Love, Tony.
Yes, we will.
Oh,
definitely meet
this
them at the pub.
bitch. Okay. Pushed me down a
We'll meet-
fucking well and then tries to reach out to me emotionally like this.
Hey, he pushed you down a metaphysical well.
It's still a well! It's still
Did
a
you
well!
get hurt? Did you get hurt?
No!
But
no,
did you
because
die?
Mark saved me!
But did you
Because
die?
Mark saved my ass! If they didn't unplug me, I don't know what would have happened.
Who's to say Tony knew? Who's to say Tony didn't know what would happen? Maybe he did.
I hope the fuck he did.
That seems to be what That seems to be what he's implying, is that if you knew before, you couldn't have known differently. Foreknowledge. Oh, what did you get on the total roll? Did you beat a 20? Or did you get a 17?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I rolled a 21 with my bonus.
Oh, then I have one more piece of information for you.
Oh, yay.
You notice that the wallpaper is like peeling away in one corner, but not in a way where it like looks like it was stuck up there and is just now peeling away, but
Mhm.
where it looks like it was just put up. And you can see it's a little cleaner than it was before. Like it's the same style of wallpaper, but this looks fresh, like it was just put in.
I'm going over and I'm ripping it down.
And what'd you find? Whoa! What's going on?
You have to trust me on this, all right?
Right. Okay.
All right.
Help.
And you
I guess.
reach up, rip off the wallpaper. It comes off in one clean sheet. You see 5 words written there. Omniscient.
Just lost the game.
Well, now I
I
just
did not
lost the game.
God fucking damn. I hate all of you. So
You can hate Mark, not me, or hate Vinny, not me. I'm just following the rules here.
I didn't hear Vinny at first. I didn't hear Vinny. I heard you.
I had to say it because I heard Vinny at first, and that meant I lost.
You totally didn't, but go on.
All right.
Omniscient.
Anyways, omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent are the first 3 words. They are written like side by side, stretching across the wall, all in one line. And then just below them, in letters easily 3 times the size of those above them, you see no choices. And this is in that like spiky horror movie Madman handwriting.
Whoa.
Nice.
I think your
He's a
friend
crazy
Tony
person.
is a little off his rocker. Or something.
Well, he did almost try to kill me earlier, so I kind of assumed.
Dude, no. Do you know you would have died if you would have kept falling?
Who's to say I would have survived if I kept falling?
Schrodinger's cat, let's go.
And Archie, from the back of your head, you just hear a little grr, grr.
Oh,
And that's
like
where we're going to
that.
end this session.
Groovy.
Thank y'all for joining us for the penultimate episode of Concentricity Echoes of Eden. I hope you join us here back here in 2 weeks for our extra long final episode.
extra?
Where
Oh.
I will where I will have with me once again, as I do tonight, Gabby playing Aurora Evard, Vinny playing Mark Swink Gedge, and Maggie playing Dr. Archie Edric. I just realized all of our names, like our government names, end in the same syllable, or not our government names, but our given names.
That's my government name.
Yeah, I don't think it's Gabby's. And it's not your government name. Your government name is Magatha.
Whatever.
Megathon.
I'm 90% sure it's magnet. So
It is that one. It is magnet.
I think I am the only one here whose government name actually ends in the syllable, so I'm going to say goodbye to all you pretenders and good night to our viewers.
Excuse me.
Pretenders.
Pretenders.